Good morning, everybody. Rapture Kitty wants to run around and play and doesn't want to be on camera, so I'm going to force him to do that, and then we're going to let him down. Okay, it's a bit foggy outside. I jokingly call that an Italian fog. It's a big mist. They don't get any better than that. Okay, we need to be able to, and especially in conditions like that fog, navigate. How do we navigate the world? How do we navigate life? We're getting ready to go to a new place. How do we navigate it? Well, today, everywhere I go, if I'm in my car, I've got GPS. It's built into my phone. And the phone uses satellite technology, which I'm familiar with since I helped design one. It needs 3 stars minimum, or 3 satellites minimum to triangulate. Obviously, the more the better, but at least 3. Without it, you can't triangulate. If you've got 2, you're missing. You got 3 dimensions, up and down, over this way and this way. You can't navigate without 3. If you remember Stargate, they had to have 4 dimensions because one was the starting point going to the other point. So the GPS actually figures out where you're at, where you want to go, and then it calculates. Sometimes effectively, sometimes not. Come on, kitty, don't mess with my feet. So you have that, so it's GPS. And that stands for, come on, kitty, don't attack the camera. He is just so full of energy this morning. Global Positioning System, but I modify that, and it's God Positioning System. We have to rely on it. Our satellite connection is through the Spirit. The Spirit knows where we are at any time, and if we don't go where we're supposed to, it recalculates and tells us how to get back on path. Same thing with the satellite systems up there. If we're going from point A to point B and there's a traffic jam, it might route you around it if it can calculate it as a better time. Or you might know the road better than the navigator does at certain times, and you may choose to turn right instead of going straight. It will recalculate. Well, the Spirit does that for us automatically. We don't even have to think about it. In fact, GPS initially used to say recalculating. Now they don't even bother. It just changes the map for us. Okay, so I've covered that. Oh, and in our triangulation system, by the way, it's called the Trinity. So, what's the Bible say about doing what we're supposed to do? Psalms 119:19. I am a stranger in the earth. That's all of us. This is not our home. We're just passing through. Do not hide your commandments from me. Asking God to tell us what to do. Oh, I'm wearing shorts today because my long pants are, 1, dirty, and 2, I just need to change. Come on, cat, stop running around doing that. Climbing up he's going to knock stuff off. That's what they do. They're good at knocking stuff off. Okay. Deuteronomy 5:2. I'm starting in the Old Testament. Therefore you shall be careful to do as the Lord your God has commanded you. You shall not turn aside to the right hand or to the left. Now I talk about using the GPS and getting off on a side street if we know where we're going. Because we are still smarter than GPS, satellite system navigation. But when it comes to God, don't. If he gives you a path, Stay on the path. There are minefields on either side. If you get off the path, you're in trouble. Okay. Isaiah 48:17. Thus says the Lord your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. I am the Lord your God who teaches you to profit. You want to profit? Follow him. Who also leads you by the way that you should go. I'm going to get you, kitty. He's being very playful at the moment. And they play by biting. It's their... Come on, kitty, stop. I can't get him. He's too feisty this morning. He's running up and biting my ankles. Okay. Okay, there we go. I got you, and you're biting me again. Why are you biting? I give you food. You got food down there. You don't have to be up here. Okay, distractions, distractions. Okay, I've got to reposition my stuff because he jumped all over the keyboard. These are the things that keep me distracted but keep me entertained. He's just all over the place. I don't know if you've had cats. Puppy dogs can be the same way. Okay, we did Deuteronomy, Isaiah. It just went right back to the top. Psalms 25:4. Show me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. You want to know which way to go? God knows, so the Spirit of God knows. As Christians, we have a built-in navigator. Now, let's look also what New Testament says. When Jesus was walking around, how did he call his employees? Yes, disciples, which are his employees. We're all employees. We all work for God. John 10:27. My sheep. Come on, kitty, kitty. That's as bright as I can get it. It's too white out there. John 10:27. My sheep listen to my voice. I know them and they follow me. Kitty, stop biting my ankles. Matthew 10:38. Whoever does not take up their cross and follow me is not worthy of me. We need to take up our cross. I need to try to get this lighting to work better. Look at that. It's just too much light coming from behind me. Let me come over here and see if that works better. I'll have to turn my head more to look at the screen, but I think that's the only way to do it. And when I look away, it's going to get dark. I need one more light in here. I'm not going to set it up now, but I have one. This is the first time I've filmed in the fog. I didn't think that there was going to be that much light out there. But apparently, that's all it takes. Okay. We'll try that. Matthew 8:22. But Jesus told him, follow me and let the buried bury their own dead. The one guy he was talking to says, I can't follow you yet. My father just died and I have to go bury my father. And he said, let the dead bury the dead. He knew that that was an excuse, that there were family already taking care of it. I have the light on top of my camera on full. I have a light over there. The only thing I didn't put on was this one. Come on, camera, stop it. Stop doing this. In Luke 14:27, his version, and whoever does not carry their cross and follow me cannot be my disciple. We carry our own cross. He died once for us, and that takes care of our sin, but we have to take care of our earthly nature. So that's our cross to bear. Mark 1:17. Come follow me, Jesus said, and I will send you out to fish for people. Make you fishers of men. How do you catch fish? You entice them. You give them food, whatever it takes to get their attention, come to the hook, and then once you've got them hooked, you can reel them in. We're supposed to do the same thing with people. See, he's just so full of energy. Squirm, squirm, squirm. So we have jobs to do. Our earthly jobs, we use an earthly GPS. Our spiritual job, we need to use our spiritual GPS. Don't go anywhere without it. Now, our earthly GPS can go out. God, what is this? I don't know what I can do. I won't move. I won't breathe. It's working. Our earthly GPS can and probably will go out. Once the fighting starts, they don't want us to know how to do anything and go anywhere. They want us to be in the blind. If you study some of the old World War II tactics, especially at sea, they didn't know how to do anything. For Pearl Harbor, they had one of the first radar stations up in the Hawaiian Islands. And they saw this massive armada coming in. And they didn't believe it because they didn't have any faith in it yet. It was brand new. Now, there's got to be something wrong with it. Those are earthly controls. Our godly GPS never fails. If we're lost, then we failed to follow it. So listen to God. He will direct your paths, and you will be in the right place at the right time. Do it yourself. Take off and drive to... I could take off here and drive to Miami without a map. There are at least road signs along the way. But try to drive to a specific store in Conyers, for instance, on the other side of Atlanta. I have no idea. I have to have better instructions. I wouldn't even venture out if I didn't know exactly where I was going. We used to carry map books and maps in our car, paper versions of these maps. I've got one map of Georgia in my car now. I had to go buy it when I realized when my phone died that I couldn't navigate without it. So I have a paper map in there. There's one map. They didn't do a lot of mapping back in the old days because you didn't go a lot of places. Most people didn't travel. If you were on a trade route, if you were a trader, you got familiar with the route, so you didn't need it. And you weren't going very fast, so you could always ask directions. Men hate to ask directions. But if you have to, you do that. But there's one map, I think it was created in the 6th century. It was supposed to be the 1st century. When they created it in the 6th century, it's supposed to be of the 1st century. So that's probably the oldest map what's it called? Moderna? I forget now, you'd have to look it up. But it was created in the 6th century, so they didn't have it exactly right. This is by whatever they were taught. And most of the countries were, pretty well changing. Jerusalem got destroyed, in 70 AD. So they had to kind of guess that. But Israel was bigger than it is now. Israel hasn't gotten back all the land that God promised. And we have maps for that. All right. Listen to your godly GPS. It's the only way to navigate. And if you get off track for not paying attention, he'll tell you how to get back on the right track. We're running out of time. If everybody's right, sometime between now and next month, it's going to be interesting. We have another hurricane coming in. There were a lot of deaths on this one. They're talking about billions of dollars, $100 billion worth of damage from this last one. And there's another one coming in. The United States has been defiant to God, and we will pay the price. Be safe, don't wander too far, and keep your armor on at all times. Till we meet in the clouds. God bless. That's how high the water is. Not a good camping spot at the moment. And you saw before in my earlier videos where there was land up on either side of that island there, and you couldn't go up there because it was dry. You can take boats up there now. The problem that we've got here is that there are logs in the water as they've come by. Trees that if you're out there in a boat and you hit one of those, your boat may decorate the bottom. And another campsite underwater. Now I'm good. I'm up on that hill above there. It would have to get another 5 feet of water, 6, 7 maybe. I'm in good shape. Campsite there also got flooded. And that peninsula, people would walk all the way out to that far tree there and fish. It's all underwater. Amazing. And they haven't dumped the water out of Lake Lanier yet, which feeds this. They're holding it back. Stay safe, everyone.